Yeah, good stuff from Koa. Honestly, I was a little bit disappointed in Koa over towards the knockout stages. Not nearly as impactful as we've seen him in the past, but he is stepping up in the first game. It's really nice to see, with the rest of the team not doing as grand, but really quick pickup on the rest of the team there over towards test track. Only Koa left remaining. We'll just stick it out for the time being, but there's potential the Falcons could head up here and regroup with them. I mean, it might be a little bit difficult because they are all the way on that south side, but there's also a chance that Koa just goes down and he delays them as long as possible. Then they can hold them out on the north. So it's actually very, very good use of the recall beacon here. But does it matter? Koa going off in this scenario.
Lewis now in an all-important position, trying to flee. Will be getting out to go for a different recall beacon. Still has time to recall in stage 1 zones, but may look to try and put more pressure towards this next circle. It's difficult though. There's not really too many accessible positions that he could go for. I imagine he's going to stick towards a more blue zone area to go for that recall down on that south side. The Falcons, actually quite a big split. Doing quite well on that south edge.
Asgard on that south side, just following up Besiktas. I mean, Anathosis have held down IWDX quite a while here. Papra Supermassive are coming up from that south side past Jiaotin. They could absolutely be a little bit of a force to be reckoned with as they pass through this area. Chunk through the rock face, sits in front of them, or they could just wrap right around it.
At the moment, though, they've cooled their jets a touch. Teams now making their way on through. Oh, the Noisy Boys have been spotted by Regnum Kaya as the Noisy Boys try and move in from that northeast side. We saw them have that. Well, we didn't see. We noted that they'd had a scrap earlier on, taking down a lot of the players from Exley, who have now full recalled over in Heme Town. But the Noisy Boys, trying to get center, have now lost one player. You hope that they can get a recall on, but it's going to start to get harder as the recalls are being occupied, covered off. The circle centers up towards the north, and with that river cutting through the middle of this one blank, it's going to get a little bit dicey.
Yeah, definitely a tough circle to work with. I don't think a lot of teams will enjoy this one. That and the fact that Ryan are one of the few areas left alongside with Stadium that still has a recall beacon in this next circle. And they're both like in fairly inaccessible areas. For Ryan, you absolutely need to go out your way to head up there. Teams like Exley, who I don't know what Exley's doing, honestly, except they are blindfolded. They have no idea where the circle is.
I mean, I think they did lose 3 of their players right early on, so they needed to get a recall, which is why they're out so late over in that direction. It has been pretty rough for them in their joust with the Noisy Boys. But they will have to try and make the most of it. They'll have to be very slow here. At the moment, no, we've got all 64 of our players back on in, and still quite a while on these recall beacons to be playing in and around. A couple of teams have got recall beacons under their control. At the moment on the southwest, it looks like Ulf have predominant control over one there. Over on the northwest, you've got Jecheon, who are currently in control of that northwest side. I believe there's one down towards Bamboo on that southeast edge, which the Falcons are starting to poke their noses in towards. And of course, that stadium position also controlled by Ulf, looking to try and keep that one under wraps, make sure nobody else thinks of getting in there.
I'm kind of confused what Kara's plan is right now, because they have a long ways to go. I mean, it is stage 2 still available, but that is some distance to go. All the way on the south side of the map, south of Danxing. Like, it's a long journey for them. I think that Kara's like to go down a little bit early this time around. BRA, bit of a wild crossing there from Azel. Involved.
I mean, yeah, he's trying to get control of that recall beacon. Seemingly, the rest of Bra wanted to go for a 3-man push onto a different location, but Unfortunately, the outpost was there, and that's what I was saying before. These recall beacons now become high priority targets in terms of being able to go for a fight. And still a lot more opportunity to earn elim points here to start to rack them up. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Bra maybe try and contest for Ryan, but we'll see what happens, especially now with the circle hard on the west shift and still split by the river, but 2 beacons still very much in.
Very, very wild here. Still works out, but like you say, this is really tough to play. Stadium's going to be a massive boon all going forward, and honestly, if I was them, I'd probably try and regroup on that. Most of our players around this area are going to really tough it out. With the circle down towards those rocky outcrops on that western side, you're likely want to try and play this edge side of the zone anyway. So you got Asgard and Papassive Massive trying to cut a corner of the pie for themselves. Shiktis on the north there. We'll see how they do get in there. Meantime, Ida going up against Jecheon, who had a fantastic day on the final days of knockouts to secure their position through the finals. But here, they go down almost immediately with only 1 player left now.
I mean, they really consolidated over towards that recall beacon, and Ida really took them to task in response here. This run-up has been good. A big nade on over, and you can see just how much he wants to get to that recall beacon. The timing on it is very, very quick, though, Blank. It just needs 1 opening being given his way, and Symphony may be able to get the rest of his team back in. However, dropping down in the parachutes is risky, especially when you've got a full team underneath you.
Yeah, it ain't easy. And I think for Ida, they know exactly what they're looking for here. That's all they need to really cover off. Sadly, Emre is down. Unlikely to pick it back up again, but they'll be okay once they regain control over this beacon. Should happen eventually. S2G making the long wrap, and somehow, again, X-Lays towards one of these end circles on the north side. They do take their time getting into these areas. Doesn't really matter. A nice, easy spray down with the dinner plate.
Okay, and that's 2 players taken down for Ida. It was a 4-player hold on Symphony, but now it's 1v2 with oversight from X-Slay as well, potentially on this angle. It's got a lot more dangerous now for Ida, and both of them are going to be looking for that recall. Obviously, a little bit more accessible potentially for Ida, but even then, there is still definitely danger awaiting them. And at this stage, that might be a spot that's right for the taking for X-Slay, depending on if they get their wits about them and can disengage from S2G on the north.
It's a weird one, right? Because I think that all the control over the roadside, in which case teams would have pushed down that way. I think they could have happily let Emre go down, picked up on that beacon shortly afterwards, and went from there. So somewhat frustrating for Ida to go down like that. And even if that spray wasn't good, the original nade should have done the trick. Good nade from Lation over towards S2G. Kelsey's able to clear out 1 in front. But already S2G down 1 player. So it's 3v3, but they are much worse for wear on the side of S2G.
And of course, it is stage 4, which means that blue zone is unresable. You do need to be making your way out. Solke trying to slip the hold will not be able to do so. And X-Slay, their guard up to the north is good. I feel like maybe now is the time to try and turn south, disengage, allow Bra to take the fight with S2G. You've already done so much. Get that recall on board and potentially wipe out 2 squads in the process. But they're greedy for these points, and I feel like that's potentially equally a decent decision here, especially given that they haven't got any points on the cards right now.
You'll take them where you can get them. Getting late into the game, 16 teams still alive right now, by the way, John, with very limited areas of the map to play in. S2G, our first team to be fully eliminated, though, finding a knockout towards Quantum before they went down, but even so, only 1 elim grabbed off the back of this game. So another pretty bad performance here over on Rondo for S2G, and it doesn't seem to be improving, especially against the team that seemingly had no home at all in this match from X-Slay. You flit around the map like nobody's business, but still somehow find themselves in the positions that are holdable. Yeah, one of the more unique playstyles on Rondo.
During all of that as well, as we saw S2G take the terminal tumble, we did see the disengage coming through from Symphony on Jecheon. He has now left Ida in this compound. You can see they did manage to get a recall, at least one recall off here. We'll see how much longer that's going to be available, because I don't imagine they're going to have too much more opportunity to get everyone else back, but only 3 players showing up on their banner. I wonder what's gone on there as they shut down the recall beacon. That is Bra, I think, just about getting their player back up in time.
Ida now dealing with BRA, who got into the mix with them. Matcap on 2 elims, but Ida on 3 players. It's workable, but it's a little bit late with BRA coming into the mix as well. Good shot from Darkin up the stairs to shut down one over towards Simple Doma, but Rita falls in the process. And Quantum loading up a big nade, fairly well placed. One goes down, and I think the blue zone might just do the rest of the work for Quantum here.
And this is what we talk about with Rondo being that messy mid-game. Teams embroiled in fights they don't want to get stuck around in because of these recall beacons. It is now shut down, which means that option is not available. But both of these teams likely wouldn't have been here had it not been for that beacon. And this is now a fight for Bra to stay alive, and he will be able to nail the final shot there, and it will be the end of Ida.
Yeah, wild stuff. I mean, Ed had been holding on to that res beacon for such a long time. Some strange plays here and there. I think that you just leave Emre to bleed out there in the first place, and life might have been easier off the back of that. Aaron from Ulf, limited amount of ammo, but still giving it as good as it gets. Scarface goes down from X-Lay. Strange game from X-Lay. It is working out though.
Have managed to extract quite a bit of value. With 3 players alive, they've got 4 elims already. They're able to accrue. You can see how fast the remaining player count drops as soon as those recall beacons shut down. Teams start to think, oh, okay, well, these are no longer prio positions. Let's start moving. They're in a bit of danger, and they get stuck with everybody else taking a look their way. Xlay looking to try and move down south, but you can see how open these cliff sides are that sit in front of them. Down to the water, they do have a bit of cover from the terrain, but the only reason that it sits there is because the teams that are around them can't peek forwards yet. As soon as those fights start to conclude, it will get more dangerous, as well as crossing the river, being incredibly dangerous still.
It's been a funny experience for Asgard so far, because every single shift has been a hard shift over towards the west, and it's kept this massive column of rocks still in play, which they are just loving right now. Really good 360-degree sight. Wild.
Tips when he needs to. Falcons moving up from Stadium, where they were filling in behind Ulf on that maneuver. IWNRX losing their final player and will go down as well. We're down to 9 teams remain, as we had another team start to fall as well. I think that was... Oh yeah, it was. It's Xlay on the cross. They couldn't make it.
I mean, Besiktas has had a pretty good hold. There. You're even taking shots over to... I do quite like the look of Kara right now. It's not a bad spot for them. They do lose a player on the cross, but they can use Asgard very, very well in the future of this game, just to assist them in playing further into this one, as they play essentially the turret from the top of that cliff face.
I think the big story for me... Hang on a minute, because Novalos just naded his teammate out, and another 5 seconds or so until that blue zone fully closes. But Ulf starting to wane in their presence towards the Falcons' forward post. Rectum Kaya chiming in from the north flank as well. The Falcons, I don't think they're going to be able to outlast this one, as Zedwolf launching Ordnance in. Solus with another, and the Falcons are being beaten back against the blue. Koa down, and that is them.
Damn. Well, good spray transfer, but not quite there on the back lines, and does pick up the pieces. Now on 8 eliminations for Ulf. 2 players left alive. Besiktas with a nice spread. Typically, I quite like Besiktas' rotates here on Rondo. They keep it very calm, collected at times. Papra Supermassive doing exactly what I thought they would here on Rondo, which is playing a very, very passive, smooth game. Just looking for those consistent points up towards the podium.
Yeah, they have managed to find a really nice spot here in this bunker. Besiktas, though, trying to make it a little bit more thorny. A little bit more presence here. That lineup on the north side with that shift is very, very strong for them. Asgard moving in, dealing with the remnants of Kara, who are now down, and we are in to our final. Asgard going to be coming up against Anathosis Famagusta. And the approach is curtailed by Akron on the high ground there. You can see that vantage point playing up to the logo, looking like an owl on the swivel.
Anathosis Famagusta, let's be honest, did not have a great start here. They were playing from a very difficult position. They weathered the storm, though. They got themselves further in, but for how long, it is a fairly treacherous crossing for them. They're able to get one player up towards that front line, providing anchor for the rest of the team to chain themselves to later. Long nade over towards Pmsl. Massive. Fairly on target as well from Rookie. A little bit of chip damage, but not much more than that.
Just last nade in the pocket there, so we'll have to either hand the baton to another player or look for something more. I thought that was a knock onto the massive position, but no, we swapped over to default. Try and stop Asgard from moving around this high ground rock, that massive vantage point that Akron has been holding for a while. The flush comes through, and Spike will claim that final point there. Papra Supermassive, you can see they are just bunkered down right now. They're still playing as 4. There's that characteristic quiet style that you were talking about.
It's a really good read from Default again. We saw something very similar in our final game of Rondo and knockout stages, where Default's very good at reading where players are going to be coming from and which sides they aren't going to be watching. So it gets a quick cut behind them. Does slice up slightly. They take quite a bit of damage, delays them enough for it to be uncomfortable. Now Anathosis Famagusta are able to take control of the front side of that column, which is nice.
But with 5 teams remaining, some not terribly magnificent elim counts here across the board, except for from Ulf, who are on 8, but they've only got the 1 player. A knock over towards Kamikaze does open the door a little bit here for Besiktas to potentially start to transition, but they are a 2-2 split, which makes things very, very difficult to navigate this one fully. They might have to go for a regroup, and in fact, unlikely that they're going to go for this push with that circle shift coming through. Brings it away from everybody but their position, and so everyone else is going to have to move to them.
I mean, their issue is that they're out in the open. But everyone, like you say, has to march towards Besiktas. So Besiktas just needs to not make mistakes. Now, Papra Supermassive, they get themselves a nice swipe on the side. Sadly, they have already been spotted and their location is known to Besiktas. They're holding the angles. They go for this 2-2 split now, which looks good. Can be overwhelmed. Boran's got to be absolutely instantaneous on those shots over towards Papra. Immediately, Kamikaze takes a gigantic hit.
And there goes Ulf. Last player eliminated. Ketch spotted on the sidelines. Could have been difficult for Anathosis to find their way through. They did have to worry about it. The spray from default is good for 1. Does stand a little bit too long out in the open, though. Will be punished for it. Sat down by Mars from Asgard on that rollout. They were able to bait that shot out. The default is resible here, as with Melaz moving in. Does have time probably to get this pickup, I think. Just about. And then start to move forward. Boran, though, looking to stop Asgard as well. And that will be our 4th team eliminated here. 3 remain now. All 4 players alive on every squad.
See who comes out on top here. Anathosis Famagusta. I do like how they play out this map, but I think Besiktas has just got such a strong position. It's going to be extremely difficult because Papra Supermassive have to worry about Anathosis and Besiktas at the same time. Not that it really matters, apparently, as they are just laying into them right now.
Oh, dear. Only the 1 player down for these 2 rosters. I'm actually surprised it's not more right now, as they are really being crunched over these ridge lines. And the 2-2 split, well, now more a 2-1-1 split at this stage, is just working so well for Besiktas, and that lineup is brilliant. Boran with the side swipe, just doing so much work, being on the flex position. Falconist, this permanent outpost for them, and finally Papara Supermassive fall with a quiet game. They do not make noise here, and over towards Anathosis Famagusta. The stones are rolling, and they will not stop, though Moss is growing on Besiktas as they close us down for our first chicken dinner of the finals.
Yeah, very, very well played to Besiktas there. I mean, they set up well, and it's very typical of Besiktas to make that play. I think it's the first time we've seen a while, that kind of slow rollout and just denial of zone to give them a actual fantastic finish off the back of it. So well played, very well played to Besiktas.
I think that a big feature of that game was that river. It allowed Besiktas to control a lot of the crossings, and they very successfully transitioned down to the ridgeline where they finished the match. It was very difficult to contest their position because nobody was left on that north shore. If the circle had been a little bit more north-leaning, I think Besiktas would have been caught in the crunch there. But it turns out they knew what they were doing. They had it in their favor, in hand at all times.
Yeah.
It was also obviously contributed to by the fact that everybody got messy around those recall beacons, right? All the teams on the north, Ida, who was contesting? Jecheon in that recall beacon position. They shredded each other into those spots and couldn't make it work, unfortunately. So yeah, a lack of threat allowed Besiktas to move through.
Yeah, I think again you're right there, but I think Besiktas is quite good at like getting those silent plays in. And slowly encroaching on space. And I think when we watched them in the knockout stages, they were quite good at finding areas of the map that they could carve out and make their own. And that was especially important there on a map like Rondo, where it's such a flat open space. You need to cover a lot of area. And they knew a lot of teams to be using that rock as cover for as long as possible. They just had to hope it was going to move away from there at some point, which it did. I think they set themselves up nicely for that end game. Either way, Papara Supermassive get themselves up towards a podium finish, as does Anathosis. BRA going out slightly early was a bit of a surprise for me, though.
Yeah, it was not ideal for them. I think that it feels a bit unexpected when you move into these mid-game circles because there's these unnatural clumpings of teams around these. I'm going to keep bringing up these recall beacons because I think it is a major factor, especially when you talk about what happens early. It creates these sort of unnatural clumpings of teams right around these points of interest that you wouldn't see if the recall beacon wasn't there, which means that if you're an IGL, you really have to readjust your rotational thinking, right? Because you're creating these unnatural clumps, but you're also creating these weird openings that you might not be able to see before. So you go for somewhere that in theory should be, low risk, but there's actually 3-4 teams around this area. Whereas over here, where you're going over the top of a hill, but all of a sudden there's actually no one around to make it work. Hey, look at that. They're adding their mark to one chicken dinner on the tablet. I haven't seen this before. What's going on there? That's crazy. That looks cool.
Yeah, it's like a gravestone of chicken dinners. You love it. And then you get like a big chicken dinner at the top, like the big one.
Yeah.
And then that's when you bury all your opponents in the dust and the dirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dirt and the dust.
Yeah, it does look like a gravestone, doesn't it? Oh dear, that's
from dust to dust.
Yeah.
Ashes to go on, Joe.
Ashes to
ashes. Yeah, absolutely. That's right. Yeah, they're
it's the other way around
right
normally, but yeah. There we go. They have to take a little time.
Sorry.
Take a toddle on down.
I apologize.
Yeah, well. We'll all get there one day. To ash and dust. That's literally what it's about.
Well.
Goodness me.
Well, technically, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Well, you're not wrong.
Legally, I'm right.
Some people don't know that. You can't bring that up live on air. You can't be saying that we're all going to expire at some point.
Just a quick reminder.
Which we're not, by the way. We're all going to live forever. We're all going to live forever.
Except for everyone.
No. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. If you don't know the concept of mortality, don't worry about it. It's fine. You know, one of these teams is going to have to go out at some point. Or most of these teams are going to have to go out at some point. And only some more will remain. It's sort of like that. Sort of. Kind of.
The difference is that they'll get the chance to come back next season.
No. Once you're gone, you're gone.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't come back after that. You've got to change name to
Okay.
reincarnation of
All
teams.
right. Okay. I understand it. That's okay. That's
Yeah.
an interesting philosophical debate. Maybe we don't, because we could potentially be reincarnated. We just don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
Would you do human again?
Would I do human again? I feel like if Earth is the option, probably.
Yeah. You'd be like, I would do that again.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Generally.
New
probably.
game plus.
Yeah. Exactly. What is this? Are we writing a manhwa now? What's going on?
That's it's like isekai. It's like, but we call it new game. We call it new game plus, but it's not really isekai. It's just you just come back, same world, same place. It's like it's kind of a slice of life. It's kind of more boring.
You know, if you knew it was going to happen, that'd be very interesting. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's never possible. It's not going to happen. Stop being silly, because we've got to break down that last rondo. Of course, a lot of some low elim final teams. I think it's safe to say in that final situation, right? A lot of quiet teams getting into those final teams, and generally, what I think that's going to mean is that we're going to have this broad middle section of the table that has sort of just done fairly well. I'm talking 4 to 7 points on the match. A couple of teams lower than that. Not going to have as good of a performance, but it's interesting because generally on Rondo, you can see these big blast outs. We haven't seen that here.
No, I think that what we saw, and I've been thinking about this a lot actually, a lot. You know, even like at night, sometimes think about it. Is that some of these rondos just mean nothing. Like they absolutely mean nothing, because most teams, either it means a lot for one team or it means nothing for everyone, because everyone's getting like similar point scoring. You're getting 7 or 8, you know, 3 to 5 at the top end. It's like it's a quiet game, so you got the chicken dinner, but you only got like 3 elims. So you're having like this sway of maybe 7 points between the best team and the worst team. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that.
Maybe
I
more than
think yeah, it's a bit.
7.
It could potentially, you could potentially call it a feast or famine map. I have to look at all the numbers that we've seen. I do think though.
Yeah, please do.
Keep
me up
I think
at night.
I'm going to have to do some serious statistical analysis. It's going to be spreadsheet time soon
Yeah.
enough. But yeah, I think that's an interesting perspective, right? Because you've got, as you say, either this bit of a wash game or polarizing games in a way that we don't see on other maps. And I would argue that maybe other maps are like that, but just less so, right? That it's much less dramatic on other maps. What Rondo does is just emphasize all of these dynamics when it comes to point scoring.
Yeah, because I mean, like even your most terrible teams on Rondo are earning like 4 points, right?
Yeah.
But your most terrible teams there, they're earning nothing. Nada.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nil point.
You get 1 or 2 points, you know, sometimes all the way up the back page, right? Of the results from that match. Whereas here, it's unlikely that you see anyone with 0 and but less than 1 point, or if you get fewer than 2 points, generally that's only going to be 2 or 3 teams maximum. So that middle section is changed. MVP for that game was wild from Regnum Kaya. Interesting.
That is wild. Can't believe it. He was the MVP from that match.
No
Weird,
beard.
right? No, no beard. He's just everything. He's all the things. And 311 most distance score. It's kind of low, very very low. It was close. It was definitely a close quarters game overall. And Septimus total distance covered 11,000 something. 11,000s of somethings. Not sure what. Like footsteps, potentially.
You know, thoughts, maybe. Most distance covered, you know, emotionally. He's really made some progress, that guy.
He's maturing. Definitely
here
maturing
are our
as a player.
stats from Besiktas over the course. See, fairly evenly split. Septimus, a little bit of a dip, but still doing well on the damage numbers, more than Boran, actually, on those angles. We saw their split in the late game there. Very, very effective. Falconist on that wide wing, able to play a lovely counterpoint to Rookie and Boran's anchor, and Septimus being... it was Boran on the flex. It was Rookie and Zeptimus being that anchor, and Boran being that flex between the two positions, nicely traversing the hillside. Very, very effective given the terrain and their setup. Let's take a look at the points. You can see 19. Not a huge game, but there we go. The only team to get 1 point was S2G in 16th place. Everyone else, 3 points, all the way up to 7 points in 5th place. Really small gap.
Yeah, very, very small. It's just, like I said, it's just weird. I mean, 19 points, yeah, it's good, but still somewhat of a nothing burger of a game. S2G, I think that's the real standout. S2G is bad. We set this up earlier, but that's bad. That can't keep happening.
I mean, it feels like a lack of direction from the team. It's difficult, right? Because whenever you're watching them,
they've got new direction
they still
as well.
Look fine, but it's just it's all there. Well, there you go.
Do you want to blame Solka? Or should we not do
that? Yeah, sure. I'll dish out some
some of the blame game.
Some blame to Solke on S2G.
Yeah, because I agree. Mechanically, good team. Well, the IGLing just seems weird in how they're taking fights. I don't think it all comes down to Solke. We are memeing a little bit there. Because it always is the new IGL in the team who gets the most flack. I think overall that team has just got worse and worse over time. Which is really sad and a little bit unfortunate. But these things happen. Anyway, we're heading over to the stage for a little show and a little break. Catch you soon.
I believe we're here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back one more time in the Complex Arena. And I believe we have a special surprise for the lovely fans that we have here in the arena, don't we? We have a couple of presents, a couple of gifts to give out to everyone. I would like a piece of the pie as well. I'd want one too.
What a great day. The question is, who are lucky?
Me, I'm the lucky one.
No, without us. Evet, dedik ki arkadaşlar çok güzel bir gün ama en şanslı kişiler kimler bugün diye aramızda bir tatlı sohbet yaptık Davut'la. Davut kardeşimize bir alkış alabilir miyiz? Kendisi İrlanda'dan kalktı geldi. Sevgili kardeşimize kocaman bir alkış. Dünyaca ünlü anonsör kendisi. Davut Sandstorm. Evet, şimdi.
Okay.
Choice.
So, do I pick? Or you? Okay, look, so we're gonna run this a few times. First, you have a question. Whose birthday is it?
Yes, whose birthday?
Yeah. So, does anyone is anyone's birthday today? Today.
Şimdi ilk önce şunu anlatayım arkadaşlar. Aranızdan bir arkadaşımızı seçeceğiz. Sonra bu 5 kişiye çıkacak ve arkasından çarkı çevireceğiz. Hediyenizi kazanacaksınız. Olayımız bu. Yes, you have a good idea.
Okay, I'll pick the first one. Okay, over there. White and red. No, white and red jacket with his father. First one right there. Yes, you. Yes. Okay.
Come. Evet, bugün doğum günü olan var mı arkadaşlar? Bugün ID kart, kimlik kartı lazım yalnız. Bugün doğum günü olan kendini ispatlayabilirse onu buraya davet edeceğim. Veya bu hafta da olabilir. Bu hafta doğum günü olan kim var?
So, which prize do you want? Do you want çanta, bag, or do you want a scarf, or do you want a t-shirt? Which one do you want? Çanta?
Atkı. Yes. Çevir bakalım.
Okay. Spin.
Da da da dam. Atkı istedi, bakalım ne çıkacak. Atkı istedi. Atkı çıktı. Hemen hediyeyi alıyoruz. Bugün doğum günü olan var mı? Bugün doğum günü olduğunu ispatlayabilecek var mı? Bu hafta doğum günü olduğunu ispatlayabilecek var mı? Bu hafta. Yarın mı? Gel, göster kimliğini. Hemen tomorrow his birthday.
His birthday's tomorrow. Okay. You know what? We'll give him
son.
one spin. We'll give him one spin.
Okay.
Okay.
Şimdi arkadaşlar bir şanslı arkadaşımızı daha alıyoruz. Geliyor. Hemen kimliğine bakıyoruz. Right.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I like it.
Doğum günün şimdiden kutlu olsun. Hemen çarkı çevirebilirsin.
What would you like? What would you like to
Ne
win?
istiyorsun?
Gelemem, cezası var.
Okay. So I believe. Oh wait, no. Okay, it's not stopped yet.
Bere kazandı. Hemen alıyoruz. Şimdi kimlik bende kaldı. My birthday tomorrow. Evet arkadaşlar şimdi yerinizden bir arkadaşımızı seçeceğiz. They must be stay there.
Okay.
Okay, don't invite here.
Yeah, and I think. Don't forget, we have another spin after game 4.
Yes.
After game 4, we're gonna do this again, and we're gonna be giving away a few more prizes to the crowd. So don't worry, and this is gonna happen every single day. We have
Bir
so
kişi
many
daha
presents to
seçiyoruz.
give everyone.
Bir kişi daha seçiyoruz. Kimi seçelim? Bakalım. En
I
yaratıcı
think we need to go
pankart
there.
kimde
We
var?
need to go there. Yes.
Pankartlara bakayım. Pankartı olan var mı böyle güzel yazı, bir mesaj veren? Gel, sen gel. Gel ama görelim pankartı. Ya gel derken kal orada. İşte her maç bir sahne, Kara hep başrolde. Alkışlıyoruz. Güzel bir pankart gördük arkadaşlar. Evet, çeviriyoruz senin adına. Ne istiyorsun? Atkı istiyor.
Okay. He wants a atke, which is scarf, I believe. Let's make sure he wins it. It is a scarf. Hold on. Hey! We'll make sure to have our lovely managers and
Ne kadar da
staff to
şanslısın.
help you
Tam da
and
atkı
get that
çıktı.
reward for you. Don't
Hemen
worry.
atkıyı sana veriyorlar. Please, one more.
Well, okay, one more.
Lucky man.
One
Lucky
more.
woman.
Last one.
Lucky girl.
Yes. Wearing green. Yes. Okay.
Evet, bir
now,
kadın
tell me.
arkadaşım.
No.
Kalıyorsunuz orada.
No, you can say.
Orada kalıyorsunuz. Ne istiyorsunuz?
Just tell us which reward you would like to have. Which
Ne
one?
istiyorsunuz?
T-shirt. Okay. Let's give her a spin and see if she can win a T-shirt.
Bakalım ne kadar şanslı ablamız. Tişört istedi. Tişört.
Not cheating at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ablamıza uygun bir tişört hemen ayarlıyoruz. Bir şanslı. One more. Bir şanslı
Final
kişi.
one. For now, we still have more after game 4. Don't worry. You know what? I feel like I want to give it to him.
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Lucky man. Oh.
So, what would you like
Bugünün
to
şanslı
win?
adamı sensin.
What would you like? The shirt? Okay, we have another prize for a shirt. Let's see if he gets it.
Dur. Var mısın? Ne gelirseye? Ne gelirseye var mısın? Do not touch. Okay.
Anything but pass, please. Just not pass.
If you lucky, eğer
No.
şanslıysa...
Hold on. Wait, he's cooking.
Oh,
No. Okay,
Yes.
okay, we'll take that.
Atkı, okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 prizes. And once again, it's going to be happening after game number 4. Okay? After game 4, we're going to do this one more time, and then we'll head back to the studio.
Arkadaşlar maçlardan hemen sonra çabuk dağılmayın burada. Hediyeler devam edecek. Ben bastırıyorum daha fazla kişi alalım diye. Alalım mı daha fazla kişi? Şu an biraz sınırlı zaman ama bir dahasına next time 10.
Okay?
Ten
Okay,
lucky man.
sure. It's
Okay.
up to, yeah, I don't mind.
Biz okeyledik abi. 10 arkadaşımızı alacağız bir dahaki sefere. Teşekkür ediyoruz. Devam ediyoruz. Heyecan sürüyor.
Teşekkürler. Seni seviyorum.
Analiz
Thank you
masasına
guys.
gidiyoruz.
There we go. Shutting the light off on that wheel. Seems a little bit strange that they always get a prize on that wheel. It's, you know, and sometimes, most commonly, it's the one that they really want. That's crazy. That's crazy RNG that they've been able to get.
Lucky all the time. Always lucky. Always lucky. I got your stretches in, guys. It's important. It's important to stretch
Hell
now and
yeah.
again. I should probably stretch during that, but alas, no, this didn't come to me until later.
When you
Either
need
way,
stretch, you need stretch.
it's probably the luckiest spin I've ever seen. Honestly, I think I don't think it could be much luckier than that. But overall, very fun, very very fun. Glad to see people winning what they wanted. A little bit less, I would say, more organized than last time in spring. Let's put it that way. But overall, cool to see. Cool to see the fan interaction. Always love to see a little bit of fan interaction. But we'll be heading over towards our next game shortly as we are getting players into the lobby right now. And as that fills up, we'll let you know. But it is ERANGEL next, and 2 more times after that as well. So we have a lot of ERANGEL today, and 2 more Miramars at the end to cap things out. So we'll be on the old reliable for a little bit now, where teams get their majority of their points from. I think we're already seeing one team pull ahead in Besiktas, though throughout most of the other stages of the tournament, they were a fairly middling team. I'd even go as far as say that, you know, even in knockout stages, like when we were talking about it, I kind of forgot they existed. I'm not going to lie.
Well, yeah, I mean, they haven't really been bombastic so far. And hopefully they'll
All
be able
bad.
to change that tune. Yeah, well, yeah, I would say that being bad is also a bombastic stance, maybe. I'm not sure.
No, I mean, it's in like they haven't been bombastically bad. They haven't been bombastically good either.
Yeah, bombastic in
So-
no direction. They've been distinctly
yeah.
non-bombastic as a roster. That's
Regular.
not to say that the players are terrible. You know, a lot of them have a great deal of international experience on the team, but they've never been sort of right towards the top of the region. And of course, it is still the first game. So, you know, they've still got a long way to go. It's interesting because obviously in the knockout stages, Rondo was a much bigger proportion, I believe, of everybody's point scoring, right? If each team played 4, they played 12 matches each. They're playing a third of their maps on Rondo, as opposed to here where they're playing 1/6 of their matches, and the same was true back in the league stages. So knockout stages being quite different is very interesting. And I mean, maybe that's what happened to the Boars. They were just like, there's so much Rondo, can't handle it. Gonna leave now. See you guys later. But it is good to see that teams who arguably, sit in the middle are still able to keep that one going, even if it's not the biggest of games.
Yeah. But now, yeah, I always poked his eye out with that flag. Be careful with those things. And I saw that small lad brandishing it like a samurai sword in the air, which is also quite cool. All I'm here for is just health and safety reasons. I'm not actually a commentator. I'm the health and safety.
Someone put a big
specialist.
rubber ball on the end of that flagpole,
team.
because that's
Pretty much.
cut a tennis ball in half and pop it on the top there, because that's not safe.
That's what I need. I need that immediately. On lock, if you could. I think that's just the first thing you go to. Like the tennis ball trick, which does work rather well. I would know. Because as a child, I was quite clumsy. Tennis balls everywhere.
Just everywhere, on all corners of anything.
Yeah.
You live in a very round house. It was a circle, actually. You lived in a tube as a child. It was a strange upbringing, but there you go. Like a cylinder, like a cylindrical house, not a tube. Come on.
Or just like rolling around.
No, just a big cylinder, not like a tower, which is probably a better way of, like a lighthouse.
Like a magician's castle.
Yeah, like a wizard. Yeah, a wizard's keep.
Like
high on the hill.
Sauron's house.
Yes, yes, like Sauron's
Sauron's
house.
gap. Yeah.
Oh,
But
dear.
only 1, not 2. But yeah, I think overall I'm very excited to get into this next game. As I always am. I know I always say I'm excited to get into the next game, but it's just the way it is. It's the way it is, guys. It looks like we'll be heading there shortly. If this is any indication of.
Nope. Just kidding.
That was crazy.
That was
it was
nuts.
like huge bait.
Oh dear.
But okay, yeah, respect.
You nearly saw our off-camera faces.
Caught
and
me.
We look completely different, you know. Blank
Yeah.
stretched up a storm.
I typically I drop one of these on casting.
Yeah.
I'm off to the side. Yeah,
I'm normally like this, I think. That's my
Oh, really?
face because I've got my map feed over there. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, could be. Yeah.
Spend more time looking at the map. I've actually sort of done this thing where I've got my second monitor vertical.
Oh, interesting. As in
yeah.
vertically above or turned on its side?
Turned on its side. Yeah.
Right.
So, but I'm finding that maybe it might be time to put that back because it does make my map feed relatively small.
Yeah. I think for this specific use case, it might be a big old horizontal hour. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think we are. Yeah, we're still waiting on a couple. Well, sometimes I've been known to. 58 players currently in the lobby. For you guys who are waiting on this one to start, as we are. We're waiting for 6 more of our players to join. They're all on the stage. I don't know what's going on. Come on, they've had plenty of time. They had 5 prizes given out in the meantime. You know,
I know, right? Wild stuff. Wild
what
stuff.
do they need to do?
Just get them in. Get them. Maybe they were trying to win the prizes as well. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But all players do need breaks as well. As is the crew, as is the team, PUBG Mobile team, PUBG Mobile Esports team. Let's take a look at the highlights from that last game.
I think
Feels
most of these are going to be sat
year
around
ago.
these really cool beacons, though, which is, you know, as it is. You can see on the bottom left, it says Besiktas Getso. That's who won the game, if you're only just joining us now. This is not a highlight reel for Besiktas Getso, as you can see by the fact that they are not in all of these highlights.
In fact, they're probably not in most of them because it was a pretty stagnant game for them up until the end.
I think their big
I'd have been
pickup
next to
was getting Pmsl on the cross, no?
Yeah, I'd say so. Again, this is such a horrible area to fight in. We've been talking about it for ages. I think by the time, because Besiktas gets that ridge and they play a pretty damn good 2-2 split, pretty easy game for them. There on out. Oh, 60 players in the lobby. We're getting there. We're really doing it. Back to us again.
Oh, yeah. Just,
You almost caught us.
yeah.
You almost caught us, but you didn't.
Yeah, I'm too
We're
quick.
too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as it goes to that trophy shot, I know. Oh.
Yeah. Correct. Oh. Tricked you.
It was just a fun John Allen blank prank.
Yeah. Those also help that on the stinger that we have, I can see like a little bit of my face before it comes up.
That's true. That's some transparency in the middle there. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a little bit odd, but it does give me warning. I think that's what it was made for. As the health and safety specialist, you know, just in case I was doing a handstand before I'm on camera and I don't have to quickly get out the handstand to get back onto camera.
I don't think you can do a handstand.
What?
I don't.
You don't believe in me?
No, I do not.
Recently, I've been doing like some big flexibility.
Oh yeah.
Because one thing I've been really struggling with recently is flexibility.
Oh well.
Because I'm a bit of a degenerate. I spend most of the time in front of a mobile phone or a PC. I was like, I should probably fix that. Otherwise, I'm going to end up looking like a shrimp.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. That's not good for the back.
It's not.
I've generally through my life been fairly flexible, but it is slowing down. As
you
I
got to
have
get
not
on
been
it, dude.
actively keeping up with it. I could still take stairs 3 at a time. I'm very happy to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried a 4-stair, by the way.
Oh, you have to be going at pace for that though. Like it's less about it's more about the actually getting up.
I did it like a stomp. So it was like a trudge up there at a 4-stair. So I wasn't at speed. There was no velocity to me.
Oh wow!
I almost fell. Yeah, I almost fell.
How do you move
and I never
your
did
weight
it again.
up there? That's crazy.
Well, that's the thing. It really didn't. I fell forward, and then I had to kind of like wolf pack it up the stairs.
Style it out. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I was just going for the 4-legged approach, guys. Chill.
Yeah, that's actually what I meant to do the whole time.
Yeah. Look at me, guys, like a werewolf.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Getting less and less flexible as time goes on. God, another reminder of our mortality. Goodness me. You just can't
Stop
stop it,
it.
can you? You
Stop
brought it up.
All right, so you do human the first time. What would you do the third time?
Third time? Well, it depends how the second human cycle goes.
Oh, how
also, it
New
depends
Game
if I
Plus
can
was.
choose where I get to be reincarnated. Because I feel like that's a big one.
Really?
Yeah. That's a big deal.
Oh,
Especially
you're
as an
like
animal
old.
specifically.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you get reincarnated as a dog at the bottom of the sea, you're going to have a bad time.
Well, I don't think it would happen, right? Because if
'cause it
you
has to be
reincarnated
born
as a
yeah.
dog, yeah, if they're born in the first place, you'd be like an aquatic dog.
A
Kind of cool.
dogfish.
Yeah.
That would be
I think one of the worst places to get reincarnated would be like at the bottom of the Marianas Trench.
As a plankton. Just like...
Yeah, I guess so.
As a
Yeah, that
thermoplankton.
would.
Just
That'd
like...
be pretty bad. I was thinking more like as one of the big anglerfish. It's like purgatory for a while, right?
Like a blobfish. Just...
Yeah. Have you seen them anglerfish at the bottom? They're like
not personally.
well, yeah. I don't think no one's seen them personally. Okay, let's not kid ourselves there.
Yeah, no.
They're like 6 feet tall, 7 feet long, like 4 feet
Are
wide.
you lying to me right now?
No, I'm not. Like this exists.
7 feet
Terrifying
tall?
fact. Yeah, terrifying fact. And the thing is that you will see them on imagery and pictures all the time. But because you associate anglerfish with like a smaller animal, when you see it, your brain goes, "Oh, that's that big." But the reason they have to be that large is because of the water density down there. They need to be able to take it,
Wow.
which requires mass.
Okay. Apparently, the largest can reach up to 4 feet, I'm seeing, on a cursory Googling.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, I exaggerate a little bit, as all stories must be done. That's still pretty big, right? That's still pretty
Wait,
big.
is it European monkfish? Is that an anglerfish?
No. Anglerfish.
It says it is. But it's
Oh,
not.
maybe it is then.
Maybe angler doesn't necessarily have to have the little lights, you know? But monkfish can get up
Maybe.
to 6.6 feet. So maybe you were telling the truth the whole time. That's
Yeah,
huge.
crazy.
That's ridiculous. That's taller than me.
Yeah, gigantic. Absolutely horrifying as well. Horrifying. Then there's them squid as well that could be like really big.
They do be big.
And I imagine, don't you think it's weird that, sorry, we're rambling a bit right now, guys. We are delaying. We're delaying slightly for the game.
We're filling.
We've only had one match. There's not much to talk about. You're going to have to deal with... Okay. We're going to go to a quick break. You have to listen to us about our seafood facts anymore. So we'll see you guys shortly. Bye-bye.
the same. Wondering when it changed. Did you come to play, my baby?
We are hopefully around the corner from our game too, but I'm seeing that there are still 60 players in the lobby, so we're still waiting on 4 to join. With that said, we can get back to our aquatic talk. No, of course. We're going to be heading on in fairly soon, I'm sure.
And we do have Infinix GT30 series here with us, who is helping all of our players play at their absolute optimum with 120 FPS on that GT30 Pro. We follow the GT series throughout the majority of our tournaments here at PUBG Mobile. They've always served us well, and they continue to do so. So if you're looking for a brand new phone, make sure to pick one up if you need.
Absolutely. And remember that the hashtag has 6 R's in it. For hashtag carry at the end there. That's very important that you drop the correct number of R's in the middle of carry. It's not how you spell it, but you know what? If you join the conversation, that's the way to do it.
It is good that you specified it's 6 R's though. You could get confused by that. 100%.
Yeah. I had to count them multiple times to make sure.
Well done. I did that. So the funny thing is, I did the exact same thing the first time I saw this. Yeah, apologies for the delay, guys. Not much we can do on our end. Would love to start a show. Just a little thing that I can point your attention to is right here, look at that. I'm off the screen right now. Look at this.
Where are you going? Come back.
Oh, I'm leaving.
Bring yourself back. No.
I'm going.
No, don't do it.
Yeah. So that's a fun thing. What about that? What do you think about that? That's cool, right?
Yeah.
And we could do some magic tricks, John. We could do some magic tricks on show. What do you think of that?
I don't have.
If you already magic tricks you can do.
Maybe. Let's. I don't think I have anything I can do a magic trick with.
I love that you're trying to find something to do a trick with, though.
I don't have a deck of cards. I don't have anything.
Damn. Did you search knowing that you had nothing?
I thought maybe I'd have like a coin or something. I don't know.
Do like a coin trick. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my sea stories. The sailor that I am. So in the same area of Stretch, there is a breed of massive squid. The theory is that those were even larger back when pirates were all a thing. Yeah. They've been slowly dying out over time because they keep washing up on beaches. But they're getting smaller as we see them, which has been observed over the past 50 years. But they think that back then these squid were so ginormous that one washed up, and that's why the pirates think Kraken exists, because that rumor spread. So it spread from a real story as opposed to something that was made up.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, a giant beast, right? And then it was the origins that were made up rather than, well, maybe not, but one would assume that they were, made up and exaggerated in that way, rather
It's
than
like me
the
with the
existence of the thing itself.
10-foot anglerfish.
Yeah. Yeah, those 11-foot anglerfish really...
Yeah. They're
really
so big at 12 feet.
Yes, it's insane. I mean, 13 feet is just such a large amount of feet.
Too many, some might say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see 61 players in the lobby now, out of 60. Again, apologies for the delays. We're getting everything sorted as fast as we can. Our admins, I'm sure, over in the venue in Turkey are working to get this all locked and
They're
loaded.
speeding.
We're missing 3
around.
players right now. So
Yeah.
maybe we have 3 players in the crowd that would like to play. We'll just get them.
Hands up
How
if
about
it's your birthday today. You get to play the game.
It's on the wheel.
Yeah.
Like you have to play as part of
that would be cool, right? So it's like a very slim chance, but the chance is, well, you have to sub. You're now one of the bench players for the team.
Absolutely.
Bring your own phone if possible. That'd be great.
No, of course, Infinix would provide a phone temporarily on loan. You know,
Yeah,
if you
online.
win, maybe you get to keep it. Hmm?
Oh, if you get the chicken dinner on the game, that's it. GT30 Series Pro is yours. That would be a
Well,
cool
you get a
thing.
bounty, right? So,
Yo, that would be really cool. You do team deathmatch, and like the thing is it's someone from the crowd gets picked. You play in team deathmatch. If you win, you play with 2 pro players on both teams, 2 fans on both teams. If you win, you get to keep the GT30.
ooh, okay. I feel like getting people set up on the phones would take quite a while. You pick them out maybe do it during a break. You know, get
Yeah,
them set up on the phone, something like
Yeah,
that. Before the day starts, you pick out some people. I don't know.
yeah.
Because
But
people's
have,
UIs obviously are very customized.
Oh,
if
you're
they wanna
saying we
play.
have plants? Crowd plants.
Oh, no. Well, no, I mean like pick at the start of the day.
Yeah, and then
like,
pretend like it's them. It's like, oh, you there on seat 16B. Exactly.
in seat 16B.
That would be good.
I hit him with it. Yeah, 63 players, or one more, and we can start the game. Maybe.
We are getting there. Yeah, slowly but surely. And we're going to take a look at the plays. Ooh, hate that. Well, we don't have headphones on. I don't like it when we don't have headphones on. Headphones off
They're waiting
is
for this last player to get
troublesome.
in.
Yeah. I think it's been like, how long has it been since the last game?
I would say at least 6 minutes.
Well, I can find out.
Can you? Oh, you can scroll back in time. That is true.
Yeah, I can go back in time. All right, so we finished the last match 45 minutes ago. So it has been
Wow.
a short while.
Yeah.
I would
Apologies
classify
again.
an hour as a while. Yeah, so we are sorry. We apologize. I mean, we don't have much control over it, but we can say is sorry.
Yeah, that is true.
And yeah, hopefully not too much. Kara, there seems to be it's a very love-hate relationship from the crowd for Kara. It's like some love him, some hate him. But I think that S2G doesn't really have
half
that.
of them.
Yeah, S2G doesn't have that. I think that they're universally like.
You think the Caravans are at least not incredibly averse to...
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. They seem like the nicer fans. if anything.
You're saying that S2G fans are horrible? Wow, Blank, I can't believe that you said you hate S2G fans.
Well, I didn't put it like that. I'm just saying that they're much more passionate.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm being inflammatory. Just causing you problems.
We're exaggerating again. Headphones on?
That happens. Oh,
Headphones on? Game on?
earbuds in. I'm seeing 64 players in this lobby right now.
Oh my god. We're going. We're
Maybe.
going in. So
We're checking.
excited. It's happening!
Oh,
It's happening!
Is it going to work? Real Fitness with the
No,
Falcons.
don't say
hands.
that. Say it's happening.
Okay,
It's happening!
Ralph with the Falcons.
Players are in lobby!
Whoa, the game's loading.
We're almost in game!
Whoa, very nearly.
Huge and big.
And large. Larger than an anglerfish, some would say.
I don't know about that. But it depends
That's
on,
like 15 feet, which is pretty big.
depends on whether the anglerfish was reincarnated.
You're going to be an anglerfish 100% next life.
I'd love to be. I'd be so tricksy with my angler. I'd be angling all over the place.
That's right. Would you be acute or obtuse?
I'd be hella obtuse. Be big,
Oh, hell yeah.
big lad. Big lad from the ocean.
Or hit him with a reflex, you know? Go real spicy.
I don't know what that is.
It's like when you
tell
go
you straight
beyond
up.
180 degrees.
Oh,
reflex angle.
like a 270.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that just be like a 90-degree angle?
Yeah, well, it depends which way you're measuring, right? But if you're measuring the way that goes beyond 180. It's called a reflex angle. Yeah. Normally, so
I would be
think
like, that's an inverse 90 degree.
all external angles on any polygon, any regular polygon, are reflex angles.
Yeah. What about 180 degrees?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? Is that a reflex?
Because what's 90 is 90 degrees acute or obtuse?
It's on the border.
I think it might be.
Do they have names for that?
Well,
Shit.
one's a right angle and the other one's a line.
90
But I don't know if there's more.
degree
Than that. There's more.
obtuse or acute.
Okay, you get 90.
Oh, it's just a right angle.
Okay, cool. 180 is just a straight angle.
Then we figured it out.
There you go.
That's cool. Did not know that. Maybe not cool to everyone, but it's cool to me. Definitely
It's cool to me right now.
Cool
That's
to
what's
me
keeping
right
me
now.
alive over the last
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Wow.
We're getting on with it. Definitely getting on with it. It's difficult
so.
to talk about the tournament right now because we've only had one match. Not a lot to go off.
And it was Rondo.
And it was Rondo. So true. So true. Well said, John.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm seeing ERANGEL on the screens, though.
Yeah, I mean, I also see it. Then we have a plane path. Oh my
No way.
goodness. Tell all the people that ran away from the stream that the stream has begun. Again.
Hey, it's back, guys. The games are back. The games are back. Come back and watch. Let's go. Heading into match number 2 here. We're kicking off with ERANGEL, our first of a set of 3 times that we'll be seeing the grassy pastures today. We will be chunking out at the end with Miramar. We'll see what is going to come of that. But for now, we've got a northern plane path here, up from Stalber down to middle west coast.
Lovely. I mean, it's less lovely for teams that like to play Sosnovka, I suppose, than Novo. Bit of a distance to go on that one. You can't really challenge for vehicles over in Yasnaya. You got to go a little bit further down towards Milta. Then you're sticking your fingers into the pies of the Milta and farm teams. Tough. Very tough. Anathosis, though, they completely turned tail. We'll head Kameshki. Split. I'm beginning to like Kameshki Split a lot more recently because there's actually quite a few options available to you. You can swing over Stalber down towards Severny coastline. Head to far west shooting range if you get a northwest circle. Or you swing underneath, maybe go over the top of Yaz Lake. There's a lot of interesting things you can do.
What, and then, is there a downside to it? I suppose military circles, a very difficult position to play, but that's fairly uncommon.
Quarry as well.
Quarry circles.
It's tough.
So there are disadvantages to it, but...
Yeah, I mean, the main disadvantage is it's far away from the center of the circle, right?
Yeah.
But I think that the kind of okay because you have there's a lot of safe rotation you can go as well. You know,
Yeah, that's true. And you can play slow and edge, so if you're comfortable with that, then it can work out well. Even on a Western circle, right? Even on a Gatka circle or like an Everest circle, you can try and play slow to the edge and try and play around that. The question is, can you do that, right? And that's always the big question mark for any team really in any position, but maybe more so on these farther flung positions. Same story for somewhere like Zaki, although that has way fewer rotational options and is therefore in general a much worse place to try.
It's cool as well because it's sort of player dependent too, because default generally very good player to have at the helm when you're playing edge. This guy's got a great understanding of rotations, where teams like to play, how to cut them off. I think that honestly, as good as Anathosis Famagusta has played in the center of the circle, I much prefer seeing them play sweep because default just has a really, really good game sense for where players are and will be. But that also comes to my problem with Anathosis Famagusta at the moment, is I do think default does the bulk of the heavy lifting. And the rest of the team is just trying to keep up with him.
Bit of a Z-Wolf situation, really. In the obviously his previous roster.
Yeah, I suppose so.
This one, Famagusta. I mean, you've got I mean, Wagner's is on the roster. Haven't really seen him though for the team. And it's yeah, and sometimes we've seen him do a little bit, but yeah, I think you're definitely on the money with Default being the standout for the team. We'll see if he sticks around with that roster into the next seasons, because at the moment it feels like they may be looking to build a roster around him, right? So either I imagine that potentially Default would either move or they move the players around him. Which could be quite interesting to keep track of, either after this tournament or after their season finishes, depending on if they qualify, which is very much still possible.
I think sometimes you actually need a team like that to enable someone like Default to work. Like you need to trust that he's going to be making the plays. I think the difficulty with that is that if he goes down, then yeah, the team does fall apart somewhat. Falcons in Pachinki, not hindered by any other squad here, which is nice for them at the beginning. Also on the playing path, really easy for them to get down to. I think a lot of teams will need to consider the fact that if they were able to get looted nice and early, likely you want to start making your way up towards a central position. It's funny to me that we're getting teams leaving Rozhok, right, this early. No one's really committed to it just yet. I feel like Rozhok's a very good position to take in this circle. This is where I personally think that, you know, you can actually play Rozhok for quite some time going forward on a circle like this. You can always swing off towards that northwest side. You know a lot of teams are going to be backlogged down towards the southeast because they're looting late because of the playing path. Yeah, I'll be curious to see where people go. Because again, I just don't really think Rozhok's really locked down right now. I mean, Ulf's in that area.
That is true. I mean, it's often on these river circles as well. It can potentially be. I mean, it's a bit of a gamble, right? And the circle at the moment is slightly more north than south, but in terms of the actual landmass, it's a bit difficult. I feel like at the moment it's slightly more north, but then the lake takes up a big portion of it, and so it's at the moment I think a 50-50. For which side of the river to go. So playing that north side of Rozhok, playing that warehouse, that 3-story that sits overlooking the river, and then a split maybe off to one of the buildings, either west or to the east. You're right, it can be very, very powerful, but you can get locked in. If you need to move north, you need to have those paths available, which is why you have that flex out. We've seen as well those bridges around this area be really, really important on these riverside circles. Very often we'll see teams that have to go there early as a duo or something like that. If they're able to hold on, they get very, very late into the game and potentially rack up to third place, second place on it, which is obviously very, very useful.
Yeah, not too much happening right now. Most teams just making their way in. Getting a lot of those teams to drop down towards the south side. Got a much longer rotate to make. TMB getting shot out by Pmsl massive off in the distance. They're actually going to be locking them down slightly. I think Pmsl massive would like to get some more shots on this. And they have a pincer as well. You see their teammates far away trying to assist. Lost. 12492. Smoke's going down. Adrenaline shot being invested. Interesting.
That looks like that was the only stim available, though, to him. You can see a bit bare in the cupboards there for Auron. It's only the one first aid kit, only 2 nades. Luckily, he's got a bit of ammo in the back pocket, but really not much more than that. Maybe he's just the cart horse for the ammo pack for the rest of the teams. But still, we'll see if that's going to come back to bite them. In general, as well as being able to pick up, you can remember that you are. Whoa! Try that again. That you will be able to pick up first aid kits from anyone that you take down in the end.
Sorry, do you ever have a dream?
I'm back.
Where you thought you could,
and then when you whether you could do anything, yeah, once or twice. Yeah.
Reckon Curry making a bit of an interesting decision here over the bridge. Go for a 2-1-1 split. have control on the west side of Yas Fields. But they're absolutely going to try and regroup on top of Loxy here. Loxy instantly heading over towards the bridge to make sure that he can cut out teams coming through later on. Yeah, again, see what I mean? Like, I think Rozog was an absolutely fantastic position to pick up early, and surprised no one else other than Ulf got there as fast as they did, because Rozog was truly very open. Falcons pushing in.
You drop there.
Yeah, exactly. I think Regnum Kai is kind of setting themselves up, but I don't think you really need to lose that early. I think you can play like maybe a 2-2 over towards the bridge as well, and then you have some control. Play 3-story warehouse. I don't know. Interesting.
I think, well, what in circles sort of on this northeast side, generally Regnum Kai have moved over to the West Yaz Bridge and tried to cross early, get control of the compounds to the west there. So maybe they were sort of just trying to position to do that. And, well, now they're kind of back over towards Rosok, but the Falcons have joined them on the South Hill. You've also still got Ultra on the west side. North of the river is still slightly more of the landmass that is in this next circle blank, but it is still definitely undecided as to which side of the river it will be going. It looks like S2G favor the north edge, though, as they are going to move over. We did have First Blood coming on through, and that went over to Kara as they take one of the Falcons down.
Yeah, so I do sort of understand why Regnum Kai makes that play, because the wheel change in from default. Stop halfway. Kamikaze straight into the welcoming arms. Luckily, he's not down just yet, and default cannot pull the trigger on the shotgun quick enough. So they might be able to get Kamikaze up. It's going to be difficult, but good shots will make it happen.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to make this one on the crossing. They can invest a smoke or two here. It's worth it to get Kamikaze back up. Of course, no recall beacons. So used to seeing back over on Rondo. Oh, actually, this might make it a little bit harder. Ragnazada and Spike now, the duo remaining, but lost on the back flank. Could be pivotal here. 3 players for Papua Supermassive, but they are all caught along this line on the rocks. I'm looking at other teams, and nobody's going to be moving out this way. As it stands, this is right on the edge of the circle, so it's a full mano-a-mano fight right now. Nade over the top, Nico looking to put pressure forwards, backs him off the angle. Vagnazada tentative on the peaks here, but steps up and finds the backline onto Trumpy. Spike handling business on the back as well, and lost falls. Papua Supermassive getting taken down by a duo on the rocks, but it's just Spike now remaining. How much longer can Papua Supermassive survive?
Oh, that's almost 2v4 there. One player down, not down that just yet in Magnazada, and Spike could make his way over. One stim to work with, pushes up. Papa Supermassive going for the res, looking for the 2v1 instead. It's the high probability play that you go for. Tromby will have to immediately hit a first aid, though. So will just move away from Rozok. And because Regnum Kai are already on that eastern side, they know the bridge is clean. They're going to send up over towards the northeast. Tough circle, though. A lot of landmass here, especially over on that northeast side. Kind of unplayable. You don't really want to play around there. Sure, you can go into that region of the map, but it's going to be, you know, you can be flat to the ground, snaking around. Most you can do. Get to a full 3-man. It's not ideal, but they do get out of this.
Looking at the map now, you can see those compounds to the north of that river. Regnum Kai are managing to get into a really solid position there. They move nice and early on the north shift into an uncontested location. To their west sit Jecheon. And they too should be fairly solid for the time being. This northwest side, though, a lot more treacherous. Fenerbahce, S2G, Brat as well in the area. Bashik just moving down from the north side. And then closer to the center, it looks like Asgard and Xlay going to fight for the privilege of trying to fight Jecheon up on their high ground position.
Asgard, next slate. Close to one another. Nior on the corner. Takes the tag from that, but TMB gets up towards the picture. But realize now why Asgard had not been peeking out. You have other teams in the region. Nice shots. No steel toe caps will block those bullets. Oh my God, Sefkan's just finding freebies.
Getting loads done. Look at it, 2 points already. What a unit. Noisy Boy's not really going to have an impact. On the south side, Ulf could potentially still find the sideswipe, but they're back towards the bridge and not really peeking up just yet. Ketch finally starting to make inroads, but they're more concerned with the Noisy Boys. I feel like the Noisy Boys are in the worst spot right now. They are, of course, only 2 players alive and a bit in the crunch. Fortunately, the Circle isn't putting pressure on this fight, so in general, they might be able to survive a little bit longer. The same may not be able to be said for Kara out on that east side, still around that Yaz Bridge area. Their crossing may be uncontested, but beyond that, there's a lot of teams are going to take a chunk out of them if they move.
I think Besiktas get another clean game off the back of this one. Falcons finding shots over towards Kara. Ulf getting involved as well. A lot of damage being done around the map. And again, Sefkan is just having a very chill time with it here, with Xlay who've cornered themselves. In comes another nade. I think it bounces on the outside though, which is pretty bad from Mars.
Jecheon looking to try and clamp this one down. Symphony lines up a shot as well. Remember, they're just in the oversight completely of Jecheon on this eastern edge, and it's such a hard building to move around when you have that control from the position up on high. Fortunately, it looks like Asgard will be able to pull their players back up. Last players, 2 players alive now for Pmsl Supermassive on this northeast side. They managed to get off those rocks, along with Anorthosis Famagusta, who are still just on the 1 player, so both of them disengaged. Looks like they're going to run parallel. Jecheon moving back up, moving back into position on their compound. It looks like they don't want to get too much more involved here. They've done a bit. They're going to keep people at arm's distance.
It's a gigantic fight going on right now. Down towards that south side jump. So many teams here. TNB, Slay. You're right earlier about Random Kai as well, finding themselves a nice compound to work with. They had a lot of information from earlier as well, which made that push all the easier for them. Pmsl Supermassive managed to push further into the circle with 2 players. They get 4 elims from earlier as well.
Holding the angle as Asgard looking to keep these nades rolling in, but they just can't find it through. Finally, Mars is able to land the nade, and boom, go Xlay. They are out now, our first team to be eliminated. And that's 4 points for Asgard on those eliminations so far. A really nice little conversion on their previous match as well. You see they're now up in 4th place because of that, and that will continue to push up as time goes on, I'm sure. But they are still under the watchful eyes of Jecheon. However, they do have a little bit more flexibility. They have that western outward path that they can then try and sweep on the edge. If IWNRX fight on that western edge, they can potentially third party. Kara moving across that east side bridge, have had a real tough time of it. You can see their last player is still putting up a fight. Ulf with 2. Looking to try and control around this Harry Potter tower, the wizard tower there. And Ulf often at distance had Ketch.
Oh my
still.
god.
The DBS bites through the smoke, and Ketch now the last to stand for them. CEO, oh, doesn't know where he is. As IWNRX do start to pull the triggers, we hop over to completely different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Emery was thinking there, trying to get in the buggy, make the quick getaway. A slight wake-up time on the engine. Redox from Falcons looking to clean up. You see Ketch there move out into the distance, but all from this game, getting 5 elims, pretty good. Pmsl Supermassive also on 5. Top 3, IWNRX just getting cut to pieces. S2G also taking shots over towards Besiktas. Very long-range shots as well, I might add.
For my money, I want Asgard to be scouting this fight a little bit. They've been very passive, held towards Jecheon, and maybe you can't leave that building super effectively, but not even moving up north to get the info on this fight that's just popped off on the northwest. Maybe a little bit of a mistake. Bra now, as 4 players can stabilize, can form themselves up and be a real threat on that northern edge.
S2G. Really holding in a dip. That's all you really can do from this position. Very, very open. Mostly working with trees. Hard cover like rocks. Besiktas made a quick wrap down towards that south side. Did a fairly good job of cleaning out this area, but they do only end up with 1 player going forward. The circle moving down towards Jecheon. Asgard. I think Asgard holding that western side is very, very important, considering BRA at some point are going to move down this way.
Now they can consolidate around that path, try and play some of the ridge lines that sit there around them. But of course, Just that oversight from Jecheon is so difficult to move around. Brad's looking for that opening. They know where they need to be looking for. And you look at the spray down on Sefgan. He's been doing bits. That would be a great pickup to find, but it's actually Papra Supermassive who are eliminated in the meantime. A real big pickup there. They do get 5 elims, so it's not a done and dusted game, but taking them out is good news for, well, actually, at the top, a lot of our teams are kind of struggling. I think it's Wolf who are maybe in with the best chance here, although they are still a little bit on the outside. Survival very possible.
S2G under fire. And the hovercraft, unfortunately, that moving titan of cover now gone up in smoke. Storm's able to find the shot over towards him. I think S2G was a little bit slow on that rotate down, and BRA was just identifying weakened points of the map where they could put pressure on. Storm's going to crash it in. Good shot from Solke, but how long? Kelsey goes for the big spray.